Hello everyone. In this video, we will talk on the automation systems, especially for the sensors which are being used in many area for many aims for many purposes. And we can say that the any a sensor is a show of a machine, and a machine can manage the process with the help of the sensors. So let's try to explain the type and special of the sensors briefly. There are many sensors in the industrial area. In this video, we will talk some types, especially these types are being used in many area frequently. And let's begin with the proximity sensors. And proximity sensors have two types: inductive proximity sensors and capacitive proximity sensors. Inductive proximity sensors uh, is activated with a material, and capacitive proximity sensor also can be activated with metal or non-metal object on material. So if we want to activate the inductive proximity sensor, we need to bring a metal material near the in front of the proximity inductive proximity sensors. But for the capacity proximity sensors, that is not an obligation. When we bring a metal or non-metal material near the in front of this guy will be activated. And the picture of the sensors is here. When we see this guy, we can say that this guy is a proximity sensor. But for the spatial, we need to read the writings and spatials on them. We see that on the screen there are two examples for indicate the aim of the proximity sensor, and we know that in this area, in this machine, there are two area, down and up. You know that up down. You know, and when this machine turn, you know that uh, when the upside come in front of the proximity sensor, this guy will be activated and send signal to the controller. And when the back side, the downside come in front of the proximity sensor, this guy not be activated and not send any signal. And with this way, uh, up down, activate not activated, activated activated. With this way, PLC will count the turn of this machine, and can use this information for many aims. Also, you know, there's a piston here, and there are two uh, inductive proximity sensors, and you know, there is a metal here. When the piston come in front of the metal, this guy will send information to the controller or PLC, and with this way PLC will know that the position of the piston, and will act for this area. Another sensor type is industrial ultrasonic sensor. Also, this sensor is using we are using this sensor for many area, especially in a factory in industrial area. You know, there are many dirty area, there are many oil area and dusty area. So this process can be blocked with this uh, with these reasons. So for these reasons, we can use ultrasonic sensors because ultrasonic ultrasonic sensors working with the sound waves, and sound waves not affected with the dust, oil, etc. So if have a problem with the oil or another issues, we can use ultrasonic sensors. And the another type of the sensors are photoelectric sensors. Photoelectric sensors uh, have three types, and the first one is beam sensors, another one retroreflective sensors, and last one is diffuse reflective sensors. And we are using all these guys in industrial area, and this guy using in many area, but in the sector, there are three examples, and these examples show the using type of this sensors. For the first sensors, beam sensors, on the second there are factory doors, and these doors need to be secured. And when we connect the parts of the beam sensors in front of the and near the this door, and it will be very useful for the security. You know that beam sensors has have two parts, receiver and emitter. And when we locate receiver here, and emitter just opposite here, and when we connect the cable, that there should be a connection. And when there is a car or any human coming between them, this guy will detect the man or car, and will stop the opening or closing the door. With this way, we make the security of the doors with this way. Another sensors is reflective sensors. Also, this sensor need a reflector to be activated. When we locate an reflector in an area, we have to locate the when we locate any sensor in an area, we need to locate also reflector just opposite it. And with this way, this guy will be activated. And when there is a object between the reflector and the sensors, this guy will be activated and send information to the PLC. Also, diffuse reflective sensors send signal in this signal to the space, and this signal block this signal turn back from the object. Also, this diffuse reflective sensor also will be activated. Also, these guys don't need any reflector, but retroreflective sensors need a reflector to be activated. In the examples, there is a container here, and also there is a located sensors, and just in the opposite side there is a reflector, and these sensors and these sensors see the reflector and is activated when there is a box coming between them. This guy will send information to the PLC, and with this way we can understand that we there is a box coming across the container. Also, there is a robot here. This when these robots take a box on it, the sensors, the diffuse reflective sensors, will detect the material and will send information to the robot that the, above the robots there are material. Another problem for the sensors and the cables, the connection of the sensors and type of sensors, PNP or NPN, and many guys is has a problem, has a trouble with the understanding of these issues. We will explain. We will try explain with a simple way this issue. On the screen, we can see that there's a three-wire PNP sensor and three-wire NPN sensor. Also, there's a contactor which is work with the 24 DC. And in the example, three cables: brown cable, black cable, and blue cable. Brown cable is for plus 24 DC, and blue cable is for 0 volt DC, which this blue and this brown cables is for the power supply of the sensor, and it is there are stable they are stable. And black cable also is output, and in PNP sensor this guy will have 24 DC when the sensor be activated. In the NPN sensor also brown cable is 24 DC, blue cable is 0 volt DC. The conditions is the same like the PNP, but also black cable is out, but the difference is the type of voltage. In PNP sensors, the out voltage is 24 DC. In NPN sensor, the output voltage is was 0 volt. So different is this issue. In the example, when this guy activated, this guy will send 24 DC via black cable, and you know that there is a contactor, and this contactor uh, has two parts, A1 and A2, and you know that the we connect the blue cable 0 volt DC directly and stable as a stable to the A2 point, and the black cable connected to the A1 point. So when this guy activated, this guy will send 24 via black cable to the contactor, and contactor will be activated. And in the NPN sensor, also when this guy is activated, also this guy will send 0 volt to the contactor, and as we see there is stable 24 DC connected A1, and this second section is stable, and when this guy is activated, this guy will send 0 volt to the contactor, and contactor will be activated. like the in the PNP sensors. Also, there are details for the connections. You know that this guy just have normally open and has three cable. This guy has normally close and has three cable, but this guy has both normally open and normally close, and has two sorry, has four cables for all the options, you know, brown, black, blue, brown, black, blue, for the this guy, brown, black, blue, and addition is white cable. There is a white cable. Brown cable is bus cable for the 24-volt DC, and blue cable is for the 0-volt, and black cable and white cable cables are out. Black cable for normally open, white cable for normally close. So also this guy NPN type sensors, this guy PNP type sensors. The difference is, you know, that uh, for the contactor for the NPN sensor, you know, we connect brown cable to the contactor, and when this guy activated, uh, black cable will send 0 volt, and you know there is a 24 here is present, and when we send via black cable 0 volt, this contactor will be activated. Also the conditions is the same for this guy. For the this guy, you know that when this guy uh, activated, black cable will be closed and this contactor will be activated. And in normal conditions, uh, white cable will under 0 volt, and this contactor will be activated. For PNP sensor, you know, contactor, the stable cable is a 0 volt cable for the contactor, and changing conditions for the black cable. And when this guy is activated, this guy will send 24 volt to the black cable, and this contactor is activated. Also conditions like the same EMP, just different. PNP sensor sends 24 for black or for black white. In the NPN sensors, the sensor sent 0 volt, 0 volt for black, 0 volt for white. Also 24 for PNP, 24 for black, 24 volt for also for white. I think it is enough to understand the issue. If you have a comment, please write for the area, comment area. I I can I can try to write the answer as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. If you like, please advise your friends, and see you for the next video.